Hey guys. I'm pissed off that he hasn't driven worth a here. Get there, baby. We're gonna win. Dollar, baby. Woo! They just locked yourself in for the next 10 years, bud. Hell of a job. Great job, guys. Hell of a car. All right, now we can go win some races. I'll be down there. Let's chug some beers. All time.
You hit the wrong button. He's clicked off. He's so happy that somebody won the All-Star race.
I wasn't happy though. So.
Kim hit the thing too. Technology. Where's your button?
I didn't even hit it.
There it is.
Well, it's probably off to begin with.
No, they've got control in the back. You mother. I just decided to add to the montage.
Yeah,
there were so many F's in that montage.
I got the audio of Boyer and Newman.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
you?
good.
No, that was Justin. Well, Justin Beatty got the out-of-car audio. My favorite. It's like,
I'm going to have to give him a high five next time I see him for that.
That was great. So that was great. So we were coming down pit road, and I was like 3 cars behind Newman.
Oh, so you had a front row seat.
I saw him get hooked. I see Boyer going up there, and Boyer jumps out so fast. I think my car was still rolling. I was trying to get out to see him go at it, and it was like 3 seconds of awesome.
I liked the GIF. It was like run, and then pound. Yes.
Run, pound.
Newman didn't have his helmet on in the car either when Clint was punching him.
No, he didn't.
Which it seems like that was Newman's only critique of the incident. I mean, outside
Boyer
of
had his helmet on?
he's like, he had his helmet on, man.
Well, okay. For all of those giving Clint a hard time, I'm not a fan of the helmet on stuff, but that's like one guy you want to keep your helmet on for.
Yeah, probably. And he didn't want to waste time because somebody would have jumped in.
Well, he wanted to make sure that Newman was still sitting in the car. Yeah. And he wanted to make sure he had his helmet on.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make sure that Newman could not get to him, which was that's the only guy you leave your helmet on for.
It looked a little bit like Rock'em Sock'em Robots when he was in his.
Dare I say it, double fisting.
Hey, he's getting in there.
Yeah, it was exciting, man.
My Joey had a good tweet after. It said, I'd be for finding any crew member $25,000 who gets in the middle of a driver fight. I completely agree. I'd rather see the drivers just duke it out until they
one of them goes
out.
Down, and then the officials pull off each other.
It's like hockey. Like, how long do you let it go before you break it up?
Yeah.
Till you go down.
And the person breaking it up should be official, not the crew guys. No offense, crew guys. Get out of that.
What if it's a real pummeling? And somebody could get really hurt.
The only crew guy I agree should get in there is Jordan Allen. Do you remember when he got in the skirmish between Gordon and who was it?
He slammed the hood,
and there's
didn't
like the still of him, and he looks like an angry squirrel. He's like
I remember
in
that.
it. If you're this is me condoning fighting, which I shouldn't. If you're a crew guy and you're in there to throw some punches, have at it. If you're trying to break them up, stay out of it.
I don't think crew guys. I agree with you there. I don't think crew guys should. Crew guys can punch crew guys.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Crew guys can punch crew guys.
Like a jackman go over and sock the shit out of a driver.
Yeah.
Because that's just an unfair fight.
That's what I'm saying. Crew guys have at it with the other crew guys, but do not interfere with driver on driver.
Action.
I was going to say action, and I was like, is that where I really want to go?
But see, I'm not entirely opposed to them breaking up a fight after the initial punches have been thrown. Yeah. Like, I feel like at some point someone has to step in if there's not an official there. Because
there's always an official though. Eventually,
but I think
eventually,
I think that person should have a rebuttal, like in court. Like Newman should have had his chance.
Yes,
right.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
by the time Newman gets out, it's like it's over.
Well, and that's there's like when he goes up to him when he's in the car. Like whose crew guy stepped in? Is it like you're going after a guy that's sitting in the car? Newman's crew guy steps in. It's like, look, hey, back up. Like Newman doesn't have a fair chance to fight back. If it's two drivers one-on-one on the grid, Royal Rumble style, ready to go outside of the car, then have at it. But if there's a disadvantage or an advantage, and I get Clint's point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I was in Clint's spot, I would do the same exact thing.
Right.
Helmet on.
You take the advantage. It's a bar fight, a street fight.
If you're those two guys, something happened on the track, and you probably should know like something's going to go down. Yeah. So you should like Clint was ready to get out.
Right.
Clint was ready.
And
he knew people were going to try and stop him, so he just
I think you got to be ready. You got to be prepared. As like both those guys should have been prepared.
I think Newman was getting prepared.
The other
I would have liked for Newman to be out.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see.
I think he would have socked
the
him.
ass pummeling that was going to ensue.
I think those two are a pretty good match. If you could think of two drivers, who else could take on
Newman and Di Benedetto? I'd like to see go at it.
Okay, well,
I think that is like the pound for pound.
Scrappy though, like he's a country boy, scrappy.
Yeah,
I think he would have put up a good fight.
Would it have happened if it wasn't the All-Star race?
If it was a playoff race, yeah.
Yeah. I think any race. I think when you get like, okay, I initially thought that Clint got right reared into the fence after the race, but I watched the replay and he kind of came down.
I also like that he thought Newman was a lap down.
Yeah, he was a lap down a lot of the race though, and he did get a couple lucky dogs.
He also said in that audio, "You're a GD lap down every week." Not just this week.
Yeah,
this was like some pent up Boyer.
Yeah.
Aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have happened no matter what. Like if someone thinks they got hooked or something.
You almost saw it with Boyer and Jones. So think, 2 weekends in a row, Boyer he was a little,
what's going to happen next week?
Boyer's pissed off.
Boyer's a little pissed off. He goes in there and talks to somebody. Jones is just glad that he wasn't involved this week and it was last week.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the full Boyer.
Full Boyer. I'm interested to see what happens in the 600.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be some retaliation at some point.
I think so. Or maybe they get over it. Maybe they're just like, all right, we had it out.
We need more
I think
grudges.
Newman he's down one now, though. I think he thinks he is owed one.
Yeah, for 100%. Sure.
But are they,
scales aren't even.
I feel like those two type of guys, not knowing them that well, but knowing them through, what we do, that they would be the type that would be quick to that instant. Yeah, we're cool. We'll move on. I mean,
yeah, I think those two would be like that possibly.
I think there's still like, look, if you do something,
latent anger.
I might not give you any room on the track. I'm gonna race you harder.
Newman doesn't give anybody any room anyway.
We're gonna be cool, like hanging out on the grid. Like it's not gonna be like I'm gonna be a dick to you now.
I don't know.
In theory,
it was good racing. Open racing.
Open racing was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
I was
the
on
first
my
two stages
feet.
were great. Yeah. The last stage, Larson just kind of ran away with it. But.
For the first two stages were like Willie B
on the wheel.
He shot out of nowhere.
Yeah, shot out. Just nowhere.
Like a cannon.
Nowhere.
Shot out.
I'm here.
Or something.
I heard in Scanner Sounds, you hear Bubba after that first stage. Like he's angry that one got away from him.
Yeah.
Well, then he got the second one, which was
Didn't
awesome.
Let it happen again.
Right.
How about that?
I was so excited for him.
Yeah,
you guys had
cool.
a good moment.
Yeah.
In the garage.
Oh yeah, thanks. It was cool. We were watching where my bus is parked is right by I can see the big screen so close.
Yeah.
We were just sitting outside watching. And I was pissed after the first race. I was like, God dang it. And then the second one was even more exciting.
Yeah.
And we ran into the garage, which was cool. He needed that.
Out.
He's been struggling a little bit. So that was good.
Little hug.
He earned it too.
Little hug. He was sweaty, very sweaty. Ruined my shirt and pants.
Oh no!
But
he's a sweaty guy.
He's a sweaty guy to begin with, and then I think he was trying extra hard.
Yeah, but
how much of it was sweat and how much of it was tears?
It was sweat. He wouldn't let me go either.
I noticed that. I pointed that out. I was like, he does not want to let Ryan go. Because you gave him a pat. All right, man.
embrace it.
Embracing pats. It's a cool moment. We were locked up for felt like 4 or 5 seconds, and then I was like, all right.
And then I kept...
let go. And I kind of lowered my hands, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll go back up here. And it was pretty funny, man. It was cool. It was fun.
Cool.
And he finished fifth. He ran pretty good in the All-Star race, too.
Yeah.
I thought he had a bit of a run there at the end, and then, Larson kind of...
It would have been cool if Bubba had gone on to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that, Larson went on to win it. I mean, you had... The guys that were in the open, put up a strong showing in the All-Star race, which is awesome.
When Larson got body slammed in the first one, I was like, oh, he's not making the All-Star race. And then he ended up making the All-Star race, and then he won the All-Star race.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the damage that Bubba had, I didn't think that he would be much of a contender. And then, boom, there at the end, he's running
the only one I think that wrecked...
They let him fix up his damage pretty good.
Oh. The only one that I think wrecked out was Hemrick.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That was I enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
Hammer
Not the
and
wrecking.
Priest?
I enjoyed the interviews afterwards. Did you hear the interviews? Like
I didn't get to hear the
Parkhurst
interview
did
with
one.
Hemrick and or Priest. I didn't hear.
They didn't do
either.
it on TV, but Parkhurst did an interview with him.
What did they say?
Well, Hemrick was mad. He said, he was like, well, the air blocked me for 5 or 6 laps and holding us up. Hemrick had probably the fastest car. And he was like, I thought I was clear off 4 and wasn't, but I was coming up anyway. And then, we got in the fence there. And Parkhurst said, do you think he turned you on purpose after that? He's like, no, I slammed on the brakes, tried to take his hood off. I was like, hell yeah. That's right. He was like, I wasn't going to win the race. I was damn sure wasn't going to make sure that he wasn't going to win it either.
Oh, that's great.
That's
That was
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I like to see those two guys go
Yeah.
at it. I think that'd be a good matchup. Hemrick and Priest.
Oh, I think they would be a good matchup.
Priest is he's a big scrappy guy. Priest and Newman might be a pretty good rumble.
Yeah. I think it's good though that you've got some young guys coming in that are showing some talent, but then also showing that
They got some aggression.
passion and the aggression.
Yeah, we have so much passion.
It leads to some good racing
you're
later
Russian.
on. Yes.
And some good fighting.
I didn't know
off
we
the
had
track.
Russians in NASCAR.
We look for fight.
We got to get you acclimated to all the Russian
Right, it's
accents
true.
when you go to Russia.
Dude, it is it's so hard to get into Russia.
Are you still working on that paperwork?
Yeah, we're still working on it. Like,
Really?
they're still going through like if they're going to accept us or not. Like so
you may not go to Russia.
I think we're going to I have there's no reason I shouldn't go to Russia. I
Okay.
have no felonies or anything like that or
Did
don't
they
work for
ask
any
you in
government.
like the application how much you like vodka?
Yeah, I said love it. Yeah. Yeah, I have no like connection to the CIA or nothing but
What is stance on
yeah.
KGB?
love is that good? No.
I really like the TV show The Americans.
No, so
The Romanovs?
yeah.
so like I had to send a picture in for the Russian government to I guess
Oh shit!
they look
You're
at.
in their agenda.
Where
You're on their
supposed
files
to.
forever.
Well, it's for your like visa there.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, it has to be against the white background, no hat, and eye level.
Straight face.
and
Did you have
stuff.
to do like straight
I
face?
sent a straight and a smiling because I'm a nice guy.
Oh,
Can you make the face?
Nah, it was just
like
a straight and a smiling.
I was just looking.
Well, I'll be
And,
curious to know which one they pick.
Well, I did one in the bathroom of the airport because I was flying to Texas, and they got back with me. They were like, "That picture's no good. There's a little bit of dark under your eyes. You need to do it again." I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
They
"That's
want to
my
know
eyes.
your
I have."
entire
Yeah.
facial structure.
So I took one outside. I was filming in Texas, and I took one outside against a big white van in the sun.
And they went with that
And
one?
the sun was. I looked like a vampire. My face was so pale because there was so much sun. And they're like, "Oh yeah, that one's good." I'm like, it was the same one. I was
Well,
scrolling back and
There's a
forth.
lot of vampires in Russia.
Yes,
So-
isn't this what Vampire
yeah.
Transylvania?
Transylvania.
Yes,
Is that in Russia?
It's somewhere over there.
close.
Russia's a large
Eastern Bloc.
country.
Eastern Bloc.
It's part of. At one point, it's part of Soviet Russia.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
it's no longer USSR. No.
Oh,
It's,
well, that's good.
Back in the USSR. Oh, I can't
She
sing.
sings.
Sorry.
So it's funny that you were singing that Beatles song. I'm working on a video
The
that's
Beatles
going
have
to
a
be
song for everything.
on the NASCAR's website.
Wait,
at
you're
some
working
point.
on a song?
A video using popular music.
Oh.
I'm not going to say
Oh.
what the popular song is because
What's the video of?
it's for a
Still
race. It's a hype for a race.
A race
So-
that's happened or hasn't?
Will happen.
Will happen.
Will happen.
I'm guessing
So-
it's a Beatles song.
no, it's not a Beatles song. I needed the Beatles to be my palate cleanser after listening to this song.
Oh,
It was
is it like a
when-
popular song and you're
I mean,
tired of hearing it?
Yeah, like when you are cutting together a 60-second song and it's the
It's
same
just like,
fucking
why-
song
why can't you just
over
tell
and
us the
over
song?
at 142.
is it
Because I don't want to.
secretive?
No, it's not secretive. I don't want to like taint anyone's
Oh,
view of the video.
until we see it and we're
Right,
gonna know.
right.
So we're
like,
going to be
this-
disappointed when the video comes out.
Well, you might not. It might be this week. Might be next week. Could be in 4 weeks.
Who's the free audience? You know how like monthly there's an artist.
Yeah,
Who is it for?
I don't know who it is.
Oh, because
yeah.
I could have
Oh.
given it away. If
Oh, you probably could have. Yeah, I don't know who it
Oh.
is for this month. You know,
Okay.
we tend to work a little bit ahead and try and get things done.
So,
So
this is next month.
it's coming up at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was listening to the Beatles this morning as a palate cleanser
I do like the Beatles.
because it's just you need something to
Something.
get shitty music out of your head.
Why would you even use bad music then?
Like not
Well,
my
when
call.
you hear a
on the
song,
video.
like
Like,
a
it comes
popular
from-
song nowadays,
A lot of these come from higher up, and they're
I
like,
would
"Hey,
say most
we're
songs
using
when
this."
you hear them after the 200th time, you're kind of like,
Yeah, fair.
how was Game of Thrones finale? What did you guys think?
I
Are you
haven't
guys
seen it.
some of these
Okay.
people that need apparently therapy after seeing the last
Well,
one?
I was gone. I was
Yeah.
flying to Texas, so I didn't get to see it, but I read some stuff about it.
Oh, did you
pretty
spoil it?
typical, I guess. I'm probably not going to watch it. I probably should watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it just to watch it.
Yeah.
And,
I had a friend that hated it so much. She was like, and she knew I was gonna maybe go back and watch the whole series, like from episode or season 1 to season 8. And she was so upset with it. She's like, "It's a waste of time. Don't even start."
I don't get that passionate anger against a show like that because I mean, yes, could it have been better? Sure, but have you ever been through a breakup?
Yeah, it feels like a breakup when you finish binging a show. Always.
You've watched this show for 8 seasons. That's almost 10 years of your life.
Existence.
You have committed to this show.
A lot.
And was the last season a bit of a letdown? Maybe. But at the same time, how are you going to have, what's the perfect ending for that? Like anything you do to wrap up something that culturally significant,
I can't think of
people are going to be like, oh, you should have done this instead.
I can't think of a show that where I like think, oh, they had a great ending. Mad Men.
Well, I heard all the cast members like were shitting on it.
There is a series of videos where they're talking about the stuff and like Peter Dinklage is like saying, it's the greatest season ever. They really did a good job of writing. And like you can't tell if they're just being actors and like trying to with people. It's me this week.
You are going at it, dude.
After it.
I know. But at least I'm writing them down.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Seinfeld, the last episode of that was the worst. I hated Seinfeld's ending.
Yeah.
Sopranos, terrible.
MASH was good.
Mad Men was okay, I thought. It left it open for interpretation.
MASH was good. The helicopter takes off and it says goodbye.
I never watched enough of MASH to like.
I did. I like MASH. I mean, not in the first run. I watched the reruns.
I didn't like MASH when it was. I remember being little. My dad would want to watch it. I'm like, ew.
I like the movie a lot better. The movie was a lot better.
Huh.
But,
I never watched any of those shows, to be honest with you.
What are you gonna watch now, Chuckles?
I'm watching Chernobyl.
Oh.
Yeah.
We talked
It's
about
an
that last
HBO.
week.
Yeah, it's an HBO. This week was even more like. It's just like what the. I'm gonna do it.
Go ahead.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
It's me.
It's
just
Chuck.
me. I'm
You
the one
get-
that's
Why
gonna
is
sit there
it?
and
Why is
get
it
five.
Why is it WTF?
because it's this nuclear disaster and a lot of people weren't doing what they needed to do to make sure that
Things were
going
Wait, is
well.
it a nonfiction?
I mean, I think it's based
Is it like a
on
documentary? Oh.
It's not a documentary. I mean, it's fictionalized to an extent
Because
because
based on a true story.
there's a lot from the Russians that we don't actually know what happened at Chernobyl.
Seriously.
Of course.
So if you want to go down there and find out,
Right.
we won't
I don't want to
broadcast.
go.
No.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, apparently it's
Chernobyl Diaries. You guys haven't watched that
yes,
yet?
we talked
yeah,
about
we
that.
still gotta watch that.
If you want to see it, you won't want to go to
I don't
Chernobyl.
have time to watch all these shows. I am
It's a
watching. I
movie.
told Chuck I am watching The Man in the High Castle right now.
You seen that one?
Have you seen that? Ooh, I didn't know it was a book. I would have read the book if I had known. It's about if the Allied forces had lost World War II.
It will
So-
pretty much all be German. Right?
The
well,
Germans
the
are
East.
hit
Well,
and-
the setting is like the 50s, and the East Coast is run by it's the Reich, so
The
it's
Germans.
the Germans, and the West
The
Coast
Nazis.
is the Pacific states, so it's run by the Japanese.
With the Rocky Mountains as the neutral zone.
Yep, there's a neutral. It's actually a great show. It kind of. I'm like a couple episodes into season 2. I thought it was going to take like a sci-fi turn. I don't know how far you are.
I'm
'Cause
through
you've watched a little
I'm
bit.
through the most recent
Don't
season.
give anything
I
away.
won't. I enjoy.
But it
The
had
turn.
like an episode or two where I was like, is this going to like go sci-fi on me? Which I'm fine with. I love sci-fi.
Well, we have talked about
But-
the whole multiverse thing before.
Oh yeah, it feels like a multiverse.
Yeah.
It feels like an Arrival / Interstellar.
I don't watch a lot like reoccurring TV shows. I don't know. I
I
can't
go
just
in
keep with it.
waves. I don't
And
watch a lot of shows.
And
but
Netflix doesn't really work at my house, so I don't really.
did somebody steal your password?
No, I just have bad internet connection, and it doesn't really
Oh, I forgot you're in the boonies.
work very good. It'll have days.
What about like a satellite? Why don't you get like a satellite? Like a dish.
He's gonna get him a giant satellite dish, put it out in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
Would that help?
Yeah, guess
with
what? I have
Netflix?
HughesNet satellite internet, and it sucks. I see all these commercials on TV. HughesNet's the best satellite internet you can get. Yeah,
See-
'cause it's the only satellite internet you can get. It's terrible.
And that's the caveat. It's satellite internet.
I know. That's the only thing I can do.
Satellites suck.
Unless I want to pay a bunch
Did
of money
you-
to run cable, and I don't want to do that.
I just heard how I don't know if it was a podcast or an article I was reading, but what?
No, it's just
how
I looked over there and saw my face, and I was like, "Oh."
I want to say it's Russia
Mm-hmm.
and maybe North Korea, maybe China. I don't know, but it's definitely
a
Russia.
lot about Russia today, and I feel like it's probably not a good thing if I'm trying to get into Russia.
We talked about Russia last week, and we said we're already on their list because but they build these satellites that are like destroyer satellites, so they go up into the universe,
Space.
and they basically like have like grapples and stuff, and they eat or destroy the other for instance, like the U.S. satellites, so it like blacks out all our coverage. Like this is the next warfare.
So it's like battle bots, but with satellites.
Yes.
Was it?
I don't know what I was listening to.
Moonraker?
What podcast?
Was that the one where the
Moonraker. I can sing that song for you too.
James Bond film.
Roger Moore though, a little campy.
Is that the one where the claw like came out and ate the other satellites? Yeah,
I didn't see that.
in space station. Yeah,
I believe
That's
so.
crazy.
Oh yeah, they had a battle on the moon or somewhere in space. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
So
Anyway,
practical.
they're making these satellites that are
That's terrifying.
eating. Which did you also see that tweet that I sent out about the robots that are stunt doubles? It was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
I
was
think
a
I saw
video.
that. Yeah.
It was like acrobatic robots, and I thought it was a CGI thing, but it wasn't.
Robots can run and jump and do backflips and shoot
But
half-court
all
shots
of
and make them nowadays. It's crazy.
How do we take them down?
All of the videos I've seen of robots, they're still kind of like archaic in their
Pour
movements.
water on them.
But this was like, I gotta find it for chuckles.
I think that's how we can do it.
Yeah,
I think they're overlooking the water proof factor right now on the robots. I think they're just like, oh yeah, we can make them run and jump, do backflips. I'm like, bro, I got a cup of water that can just
Right, but what
destroy you.
if like the robots then become like
it?
self-aware and figure out, oh, I need to build
Like
up a
her?
defense mechanism
Right.
for water.
Well, they
Like
probably
the movie
eventually
Her?
will, but
We got to get to the
then
mainframe
we'll
first.
figure it out. We'll have like
Where
EMP,
are you?
Big EMP, take them all out.
We're at MRN right now.
No, I'm saying this because I want you to see this video, Chuck.
Did you? Speaking of robots, did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger get drop kicked in the back by some kid?
Yes.
Didn't even move him. 70 years old, and the bodyguard
Sorry.
didn't know we were going to a dance club.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is
Terrifying, right?
Terrifying.
Wait, that's a robot. I thought it was CG.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I didn't see it.
You did,
I need to watch it. Yeah, actually, I
Oh.
saw it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Here, I'll rewind it for you.
I don't know if that's like our APM music or what. So I'm just gonna talk over the music while so we
I
can't
think
hear.
it's probably.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Look at all that crazy
Is that
stuff.
not
Dude,
Yeah.
terrifying?
that looks like the Matrix. I mean, that's like a 10.
Yeah. It's crazy. Shenanigans
That's
from
nuts.
all of the different robots.
That's
that
going to
are-
be a
Yeah, we're gonna lose in this.
that's
Yeah.
going to be like a
This war
Cirque du
against
Soleil
the-
show.
So hit
robot.
that robot with a cup of water. Like how are you gonna? Like you have to get like a super soaker.
Super soaker, yeah,
okay.
or a fire hose.
I think
Yeah.
the robots will end up being
Our masters.
adverse to water. Like they won't have a problem with water.
Well, down the road, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're at the
But
early
yeah,
stage.
the
We got to
drop-
take them out before that happens.
But we just told them.
So
They're
they'll figure
not
it out.
listening.
The drop kick though to Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. I don't know why. What happened? I don't know what he was
Maybe
doing.
he
was
didn't
at
like
some
the
school.
last movie. What was the
Like
last movie?
South
he was
Africa,
in?
wasn't he?
I don't know where he was, but
Maybe he was like, I hate Kindergarten Cop. Take it in the back.
Kindergarten.
Actually, that was a great movie.
Kindergarten Cop's the worst movie ever.
It's actually very
yeah,
good.
some kid drop kicked him in the back, and Schwarzenegger
He
had
doesn't
like
even,
massive. No, he barely moved.
He barely moved.
70 years old, barely moved. Still a tank.
Yeah.
And bodyguards grabbed this guy, and then the guy starts screaming, "Help me!" Like, no, okay.
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
There's video of it right here. Arnold Schwarzenegger posted it.
Wait for
So
it.
he's taking a selfie,
There's another angle too.
and then
that's not the
oh,
oh.
wow.
I saw a different angle.
Oh man,
But look, Schwarzenegger didn't even like
didn't phase him.
really even
Didn't phase him.
flinch.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a tank. At 70,
Arnold.
Arnold.
I mean, he is the Terminator.
and he was
A bodybuilder?
Predator.
Yeah. Well, he was in Predator. He was not
He-
the Predator.
Yeah.
Was he though?
Oh.
Oh,
Was he? Maybe they meant Arnold to be the Predator.
maybe.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
IDK.
Or maybe it's like a weird sort of like reality bending thing. where-
Maybe he was
fighting
the Predator
himself.
in the previous life or a future life.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this
He's fighting
multiverse thing.
himself.
Oh my god! Yeah, where he had sex with like an octopus.
What?
Or like a well, I don't know. It's not an octopus. He has a weird mouth. Lizard
Oh,
octopus.
the
Tentacle.
from Alien.
Tentacles.
yeah
Yeah, it's like the face. They're like coming
Yeah.
out of the face,
crab face.
Crab face.
He has crab face.
and he has all those sets of teeth. Oh,
Tongs.
Yeah.
I might have just made a breakthrough.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's I'm speechless. That
Yeah.
that may have
That
completely
was just off the top of my head too. I
And
had
yeah,
no
that's
idea.
like out of the mouths of Blaney's come.
Should we talk about the fact that we have an empty chair here and a fourth microphone? Not who's going to be here, but maybe
this
nobody's
person
going
is
to be
late.
here.
We did tease it at the beginning of the show.
Did we?
We did, yeah.
We had 2 audio bites, so somebody that was involved in those audio bites will be in this chair.
Yeah, we might have
coming up.
Oh,
Might
dude,
be-
you know what we should have done?
What?
We should have invited Boyer and Newman to come in,
and
but
not told each
tell
other.
them. And they would have
Well, they've apparently
my
gotten an
gosh.
appearance at Bass Pro Shops on Thursday.
came in.
Stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone's just going to get RKO'd into the fish tank.
They should put on those sumo suits
out of nowhere.
and just get after it. And the the
God.
blow up sumo
Yeah.
suits.
Yes.
NASCAR should start.
Dude, that would have been really
They
funny.
should
It would
start
have been a
doing these
dick move,
things.
but it would have been funny.
You guys want these Rock'em Sock'em robots? We can battle it out.
That would have been really funny.
Yeah.
If they would have walked in and be like, oh.
We have 3 modes of combat: Rock'em Sock'em robots, sumo suits, and
And made 'em
Samurai
shoes.
swords.
So, jeez. Let's keep actual weapons out of it. Super soakers.
Super
Super
soakers.
soakers.
Super soakers.
Filled with acid.
No. Hot sauce.
Oh,
Like really hot sauce.
Yeah, like ghost pepper hot sauce.
Yeah.
I like it.
No goggles will be given.
Oh,
And
that's
you have to do it in the nude.
painful.
After getting mauled by a raccoon.
Oh, dude, I heard this disgusting story. I can't tell it
Oh,
on
no.
this show. It involved like hot sauce and hot stuff and ghost peppers and stuff, but I can't tell it on this show.
Tell us what nature is it?
It is
Sexual
it was
in nature?
the sexual nature.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I don't
can't-
wanna know.
I can't tell you.
Is this somebody you know?
No.
Okay.
It was a
just like
story I heard from a buddy.
Okay.
That I don't know.
Like
I have
through
no
the
idea who this
grapevine.
person is. Yeah, it's not me. It's not like saying
All
my
I
friend.
know
it
is
No.
if anything
No.
like that is involved in a sexual nature, it's probably not feeling very good.
No, I
Some
would
people are into
imagine
pain,
not.
though.
I don't know. I'll tell you guys.
All
after
I'm
the show.
imagining, I'll say it. All I'm imagining is using hot sauce as lube, and that would not be great.
Ew! That's gross. Man.
I'm trying to picture how you're.
No, it doesn't directly involve hot sauce. It just got my mind racing on the ghost pepper and things inside ghost peppers that
Seeds.
grow to become
Seeds?
ghost peppers, and then I can't tell you the rest.
Kind
of
of
it,
like
dude.
Lemmy Winks.
But again, how are you like? How are
Did
you
you see
using
that episode of South Park?
No,
ghost pepper
I
seeds?
didn't see that one.
You didn't see the Lemmy Winks episode?
I think I do, but I can't remember the full details about
Where
it.
Lemmy Winks goes on like a journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
he
don't
goes
know
to
what
a
you're
secret
talking about.
cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemmy Winks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you after. It's too bad for this show. Or we can just cut it. We can just
Well, we can cut it, or we can take
Oh,
a
let's
quick.
do the music. No. Let's have him tell us, but put elevator music over it so people can see our
Okay.
reaction.
Okay, so guys,
I like it.
Here's what happened in this story.
Hang on. Let me make sure that. Can you give me like a mark or something? All right.
But you're still gonna show us, right? Yeah.
Okay, so
And we're back.
wow.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
that reactionary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's going to be funny. People are going to probably come up to you at track now and be like, what were you talking about?
The podcast listeners, you just heard music.
Yeah.
But
go watch it on YouTube.
You got to see our reaction, though.
No, not on the audio podcast.
The audio.
Oh, aren't you just going to do elevator music still?
Yeah, so you're going to listen to elevator. They listen to elevator music.
I think that's going to draw them to the YouTube.
It will.
To understand.
Oh, we're killing too. We're getting more views.
Yeah. That's
we're
what
advertising for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're advertising to the listeners.
So watch the reactions on YouTube.
Watch the YouTube.
So anyways,
video.
and then if you want to be terrified the next time you're thinking of that.
Don't.
Not going to do that at all. That's
do that. I was way off in my guess.
You were.
Yeah.
I was about to say, who in their right mind?
Well, I'm trying to think.
There's some weird
You're
people
talking
out
about
there.
like ghost peppers and hot sauce, and you say of a sexual nature, and the only thing I could think of was that because I didn't have any idea you were going to go where you went.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't, but
I didn't go there.
person
This
did.
story I heard, this guy apparently went there. I don't think he didn't mean to go there, but he just ended up at that location. Anyways, what we got today? We haven't talked about a damn thing.
No,
on
we
our
did.
topics.
We did.
We've talked about a lot.
The top stuff done, which was,
Yeah.
the All-Star, the Open, the fight, the big events that happened in NASCAR this week. Of course, Wednesday, when this podcast comes out, is Hall of Fame voting day.
Oh, yeah. I just got an email about the show tonight /
Kim's hosting
tomorrow.
a show tonight on NASCAR.com
Tonight.
and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook.
Finally.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday night. Oh, so tonight.
Tonight.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
tonight.
I love talking about the future.
Yeah. Who do you think gets in?
You need to pull up the nominees.
No, I mean, there's a guy that's first ballot
Well,
guy.
Tony's going to get in.
Tony.
100%.
That's a given.
What if Tony doesn't get in?
Mr. Stewart.
Mr. Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
Who would be your long shot to get in? Like who's somebody that you?
I need to see the list. I need to see the list again.
Come on, Chuck. The list.
Listen,
Chuck.
nominees for the class include.
We should just go down and say yes or no.
Sam Ard.
Well, then you're gonna have like
10
10 people. You're gonna
how about
like,
this? How about
yes,
this?
yes.
How about this? Hall of Famer, yes or no?
What is that?
I don't know. It's a knocking. There's a knocking coming from somewhere. It's the ghosts of the Ghost Peppers. They're trying to get in. They want to be inside here.
Oh.
Shield yourself.
Do you think Gibbs finally makes it?
So that's the does Gibbs get in? You got Ray Fox, Red Farmer, Neil Bonnet, Buddy Baker, Harry Gant.
You skipped Sam Ard. didn't
Sam Ard. I said Sam Ard first.
Oh.
He did.
Bobby Labonte, Herschel McGriff, Ralph Moody, Marvin Panch, Jim Pascal, Larry Phillips, Ricky Rudd, Mike Stefanik, Tony Stewart, Red Vote, Waddell Wilson, and then 5 nominees for the Landmark Award are Edsel Ford II, Alvin Hawkins, Mike Helton, Dr. Joseph Mattioli, and Ralph Seagraves.
I think
well,
Red Farmer,
Tony.
Harry Gant, Tony Stewart,
Gibbs,
and my fifth. I don't know.
Baker, Buddy Baker, maybe.
Stefanik. Mike Stefanik.
He's done a lot, for the.
I mean,
the
he
short
is
track community.
He is a
He
what?
is the bonafide,
9-time
Oh
Yeah.
NASCAR
yeah.
champion.
Yeah,
It's been a minute. When was the last time we had a mod guy get in the Hall of Fame?
That's tough. Outside of like the obvious Tony Stewart.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, we went down to Alabama last weekend and interviewed Neil Bonnet's family. I don't see why he is not in. I think Neil Bonnet, just if you take, all right, so Dale Jr., first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wait, is he on that list?
No, he's not. But once
Yeah,
he's
he is.
eligible.
not yet.
Neil is.
No, Neil is on the list. I'm saying
Neil.
Dale Jr.
Oh, Dale Jr.
Once he is eligible, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what he did for the sport.
For the sport. And he's a team owner and was a driver.
But I would put
And-
Neil Bonnet in that discussion of someone that should be in there because of his broadcasting career. You know, he had that Winners TV show, which was, kind of like a podcast before podcasts were podcasts.
Yeah.
So I think he revolutionized kind of the way we consume NASCAR in a sense. So I think that's the argument to get him in. Plus 18 wins.
Yeah.
Consecutive Coca-Cola 600 wins.
Yeah. He drove for the Wood Brothers for a long time.
Yeah. And wasn't he the last Wood Brothers driver to win at Pocono before you?
Yes. It was Pearson and then Bonnet than me.
Yeah. So
that was pretty neat. But I know his family a little bit, and they're really good people.
They were.
When does that come out?
The documentary?
Yeah.
It won't be until, I believe, August or September. Still working on a title for it, still working on the whole concept direction. But I will say that was one of the coolest experiences going into their basement. And it looks like 1994.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the winner's set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
I was looking at our time, and our guest is blowing us off.
Is he blowing
Well,
us off, or
I
is
think
he
he's
just
blowing
late?
us off.
I was going to say he had a prior engagement, but I don't want to say it. Well, this is going to come out tomorrow, so they wouldn't know.
They all have prior engagements.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we do.
Yeah.
I had a prior engagement. We got divorced.
Oh, wow. I know.
I started to read a new horror book.
A horror?
On my
Horror?
horror.
Okay.
I like
Oh,
murder mystery
Okay. Yeah.
novels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of glossed over one of the R's in there, so it sounded a little...
Horror.
Oh, you guys said horror books?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that smut.
Yeah.
No,
read a new
yeah.
horror book.
Well, I just bought a whole bunch of 1970s Playboys, but
I have
I
a
actually
vintage
do.
Playboy.
So
you know,
do
my
I. I
mom
have a
got me
few.
for my birthday. She found the original artwork that was on, because it was like old enough that it was like a 60s one, so like 63 or 69 or something. So it wasn't like a picture, a photograph. It was a drawing.
Mhm.
And she found the original drawing alongside the Playboy that it was on.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I have that in my bedroom.
yeah, I found there was a cool record shop in Los Angeles. We were getting way off my book, but a cool record shop in Los Angeles that had a bunch of old vintage records, obviously, and a bunch of they had boxes of old Playboys, and I bought like 10. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Like they're not cheap.
No.
And it's interesting, like the old Playboys, a lot of it is just like advertisement.
Yeah. And
Like,
editorial and
only like a third of it is
photos. Yeah.
And like a lot of it, editorials or like cartoons or even like they have funnies. And
Read it for the articles.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting, actually. I've
True
never,
story.
to
That's
be
why
honest with you, that's the only Playboys I've ever read. I've never read like
That's why I
recent
think
Playboys.
it was a
but
bigger deal to be like a Playboy Playmate or featured in Playboy back in the day, like back in like the 60s and earlier, because there were less girls in it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you were
More
like
special if you got into
you
it.
were like
The it girl.
the it
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Now it's like, and now with social media
Yeah.
and technology, it's
Yeah.
like not this.
Yeah.
Not as
We're inundated with it.
the It 2
It.
trailer came
Yeah.
out last week.
the what?
Did you guys
It
see it?
2.
It 2? It
Oh.
chapter 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I
Sorry,
mean,
we took a
It too, Brute.
Sharp
yeah,
right
we
turn
took
there. I was
a
like,
really,
what?
yeah. Well, you said it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Ah.
oh, I just saw the trailer for the
Oh
new
yeah,
one.
with
All the
Jessica
kids
Chastain.
Yeah.
It looks
oh
terrifying.
My God, I love her.
I do too.
I want to
Did you see
jump back
did
to
you
your
see
horror
Molly's
book,
game?
though.
Oh, sorry.
I want to jump back to your horror book.
A horror book. I didn't
Oh.
see Molly's.
Yeah.
Molly's game was good. She's
Okay.
in that. She plays Molly, and she's in these like little out. She looks good.
Oh,
Okay.
She looks nice. The movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Molly. My book.
Your book.
Your horror.
My
Horror.
horror book.
The horror.
So I bought a few books at the airport because I had a flight to Dallas, which was like 2.5 hours, and then it's like an hour to San Angelo. So I had a lot of time. So I was in the bookstore and I saw a few good books that I bought. I bought The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, which was pretty interesting. I read a little bit of that. I also bought a book called The Subtle Way of Not Giving a
Yeah.
You read that?
Subtle. The one with the yellow
206.
cover. Doesn't it have a yellow cover?
It was
Subtle
orange.
Oh, maybe orange.
Orange and black. Did
Yeah,
you read
maybe.
it?
No, I thought about buying it.
It was
and I
pretty
didn't.
good.
Okay.
I'm like halfway through it.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Then this one is called An Unwanted Guest.
Ooh.
And I can't remember who the writer is. She's a female from England, I believe. And I'm just getting to the juicy, meaty part of this book.
Oh.
I'm only about a quarter way through, but like it's going down. It's happening.
An unwanted guest?
An Unwanted Guest.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a good book. I will give it to you when I'm done reading it.
I
gonna
will read it.
Finish it here soon. So it's pretty good. I like those books. I like the
Yeah.
murder horror books.
I like the mystery ones.
Yeah,
I've-
mind
I've-
race.
Especially if they have
I've been
twists.
listening to some other podcasts. I've been cheating on our podcast.
Oh,
I was listening
that's fine. I
to
listen to
You
other podcasts,
whore.
too.
last podcast on the left, where they talk about a lot of like serial killers, and then they have like a weird stories segment, kind of like what we do. But it's interesting to get into that, like the mind of like murder mysteries and killers, and it's weird. Yeah,
I bet.
Did you read what's the book on the Golden State Killer? I almost bought that when I was in the airport last time, and then I decided on something else.
Is that the one that they got from Ancestry.com? We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh.
I think our guest is
guest is
here.
here.
We're going to take a quick break, and then be joined by our special
we're
guest
not gonna
on the
just
other
let 'em
side.
Walk on.
We could.
Let's just let him walk.
Yeah,
on.
walk on.
Walk on.
And then we'll take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Win $1 million
Yeah.
and you're late all of a sudden.
We're joined now
He was busy counting his money.
Yeah.
I was delivering a school bus.
by Count DeMonet over
By
here.
Young Money or Lots of Money. You should change your nickname from Young Money to
Young-
All the Money
Young
or
Tons
Big
of
Money.
Nah.
Tons of
We'll
money.
say young money.
All right, well, now that Kyle's here, we're going to take a quick break
Okay.
and get in a word from one of our sponsors.
We'll get back and Kyle will just be gone. Like he just
Nice to see you.
came in just to say hey.
Yeah.
But no, our guest is here. We were
Yeah.
teasing you earlier.
Oh, so we're not really on a break?
No, our break was done.
Yeah.
We're
that's-
gonna-
'cause
We insert the break. It's like an edit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're not live.
Yeah,
No,
no.
we're
We
not
just
live.
take a pause,
Yeah.
then I make an edit in post and say, hey,
Yeah.
at this time, we're going to make the ad.
Yeah.
Boom, magic.
So now we're back.
Magic.
Thanks for coming.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you guys. It was fun. I didn't think I would win after me and Blaney made contact off of 4.
Yeah. I was gonna apologize for that.
No,
but
it's fine.
It was
My
you won
spotter
the
was
race,
bitching,
so-
but I was like, he was clear.
barely. Barely. I
I
appreciate
do it all the time. So
Yeah, had to do it. I
Yeah.
No, it
was
was
like an
fine.
inch clear.
Hey, clear's clear.
Clear as clear.
Clear.
But no, it worked out for you, obviously. So that was good. What'd you do on Sunday? On your-
Sunday. So
Did you even go to bed?
No, so surprisingly, I haven't really partied at all. Because I've had a really busy week ahead, so I don't want to be hungover for anything. So
Fair.
I met up with my team after the race for a drink at Hot Shots, and then got home at like 2 a.m. And then was gonna take the boat out Sunday, so got up early. I got a new boat, new
I was
Malibu.
gonna say you look very tan.
Yeah, I got burnt. So yeah, I had to go buy some stuff in the morning for the boat, and then went out on that for a little bit. Got a slight buzz, and then got off the lake, got some dinner, and scaled my go-kart. So nothing too wild yet.
Crazy.
I like your I like the paint on your.
Oh yeah,
micro.
thanks. Purple
Yeah.
candy.
Yeah, it looks
think
good.
I've
You
seen
racing
it.
it Wednesday?
Yeah, I
At
practiced
Millbridge?
last night, and then we practice and qualify tonight for the big race. Then they have like a special race tonight that pays $1,000 to win. So
You're
I'll do
running
that
that?
too.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tuesday and Wednesday is the racing.
Yeah, I might make it out there tonight.
Yeah.
I live like 10 minutes from Millbridge.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I think
yeah.
it's
it's a good little track.
Yeah.
Stenhouse is having some people over afterwards. So be a
Maybe
late night.
some celebrating.
Be a
that.
late night.
Yeah.
I did, like we played at the beginning of the show, we played your in-car audio along with the Boyer and Newman audio, but we played yours, and I liked the last line that we had in there was just an all-star race. It's like Catalina wine mixer. Like it was probably the best soundbite I think I've heard when somebody won a race.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even really remember what was going on. It's always tough when like I don't win often, but I feel like the times I win, like
Right there
I'm
with
like
you, bud.
I'm ready to get on the button and say something, but then like spotter gets to it first, and you're like, I gotta wait for him to get done, and then like crew chief jumps on. Gotta wait for him to get done, and then by the time it's your turn to say something, which has been like 30 seconds, you're like, all right,
Yeah, your steam's
I'm
out.
over it.
now what am
Yeah.
I gonna say?
Which
Yeah.
at the beginning, you hear that clearly, like you're talking and then spotter clicks on.
Yeah.
You
And
get
like,
the two-way talk where it's
yeah.
just
Sounds
calamity.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
we gotta,
understand what anyone's
maybe if we
saying.
won more often, we'd be like, hey, there's an order of
gotta-
Yeah.
but we don't
Let
win
Kyle
enough.
talk first.
It's all right.
Yeah. You just got to have that like in,
Spotter
just
might
file
get
it.
sensitive if he didn't get to go first. So
Well, he
Yeah.
gets to call you to the checkers.
yeah.
It's like as soon as you cross the line,
He
that
was
should
already
be-
screaming like entry of 3. I'm like, dude, he might enter behind me and get me loose or something. But no, it
Well,
was
I
good.
think that's why Kyle should be able, or the driver should be able to say something first, because the spotter just called you to the checkers.
should be a rule. Once you cross the start finish line,
But
all driving.
when is first? Like, because he started in 3. Like, are we considering first after the start
Yeah,
finish
like
line?
after the start
well, it's like
Fine.
I feel like the driver, like a football player. All right, you shouldn't start your celebration before you get to the end zone. Like if you start like
Well, we've all seen it
Right.
bite people.
right,
So, yeah.
so if you start screaming before you cross the start finish line,
yeah.
that's like holding the football back and taunting. So
True.
once you cross the start finish line, get the checkers.
I like
boom.
the videos of football players dropping the ball,
Yeah.
thinking they're across the line.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Was it Mark Martin or
He pulled in on the white flag. Yeah, pulled in.
I
Thought
don't
he
think
won
he
the
meant
race.
that.
no,
Wasn't
no,
like
no.
a
It was
football-
no, but it was like one of those like.
I was like, that's a spotter probably screwing up.
Right. So like, there's a miscommunication there. So it's like,
That's terrible.
Yeah, damn spotters, man.
Dang it.
Dang.
Spotters
You
are
still
awful.
you still call your spotter daddy?
Yeah. Every week, like every week when you check, radios, I'm like, you got me, daddy.
Yeah, I love
So,
it.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, next time you see
Juan
Derek.
started calling him daddy. I think it was Juan started calling him daddy, and so it stuck.
I like it.
I think it's confusing for Owen sometimes.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
But yeah.
Like Dad has a dad and a mom.
that's weird.
But what?
What?
Dad?
Wait, you call Derek
But
daddy?
That's my daddy? No.
Was Owen excited? I did like the move where you picked Owen up for the on top of the car shot. I don't know that I've ever seen a driver do that before.
Really?
Like
I
on
was
top
going
of
to
the
try and
window?
do it, like reach down and pick him up, but I was like, I'm not that strong with my left arm. And then I would just feel like I'd lose my balance and
Yeah.
crash both of us.
That
but
would be the worst. thing.
yeah, no, he was excited. Like I talked about before, I don't win that often, so he's always. I think he's lost confidence in me a little bit.
Oh, no.
So it was nice, and he said it. At least a couple times every day since then.
Oh,
He's
really?
like, Dad, I'm so glad you won.
Oh, no.
Like, I don't think it's been a while since he's been in victory lane, so
And
it
now
was
he's old.
cool.
Now he's old enough to like remember it and
Yeah,
like.
but he was in a crappy mood in victory lane just because.
he's probably tired.
So like after the open, I saw him and I was like, man, you're losing your voice, and he's like, my throat hurts, and so he was just getting really mad that his throat hurt,
yeah.
and he's had a sore throat. Since then, so he's been pissed off. He'll just like scream out of nowhere. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, my throat.
Because you're screaming, dude.
I'm like, if you stop screaming, you let your throat calm down, it wouldn't hurt so
yeah.
bad.
Well, you had you won that golf tournament the other week, right? Mm-hmm. But what, you sunk a putt?
Yeah,
to
like
win?
probably
Wait, is this
12.
a golf guys
Yeah,
tournament?
yeah.
Oh, didn't know. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. It's been ever since Jeff Gordon took me to the voodoo place. or
Yeah, all
whatever,
that
I've
bad
been
like
having some good luck. So, yeah, no, it was good. We played at Carmel Country Club. I've been playing pretty good lately. I've been getting a lot better, and I've been close to winning a lot of those events. But yeah, it came down to the last hole. Austin Dillon was winning. He was beating me by 2 points going into the last hole. So a par is worth 2 points. So I knew I needed a par to go into a playoff with him. And I ended up making like a 12-footer for birdie to win it. So it was awesome. It was really cool.
You may claim Jeff Gordon taking you to a voodoo shop, but I would say it was your appearance last time that you were on the show with us
That's true.
at Quail Hollow,
Oh,
because
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Harold Varner went on
Oh,
to
yeah.
make a pretty good run and was in the final pairing
Yeah, but he played terrible.
in that round, but he made a run. And
Yeah.
he's a young guy. That's
Yeah.
what. How many times has he played in the PGA Championship? Like, you got to get those
I thought it was really
ones where you
cool.
screw up.
So like, I got, I don't know, a few hundred texts after the race, and honestly, the one I thought that was the coolest was Harold Varner texted me Sunday morning, good job, and he was going off in the
Yeah.
final pairing
Yeah.
at the PGA Championship. So
That
I was like,
is
man,
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Like for him to have probably a ton of stress going on, or I would think, he's probably laid back about it, but he's got a huge day ahead of him, and to take time out of his morning when he could be training or practicing for the event to text me was pretty neat.
Yeah,
He
the
seemed
fact that
pretty
you were
laid
like top
back.
of mind.
Yeah.
He was really cool. I listened to your
Well,
guys' deal with Denny, and it was hilarious.
Oh,
He was actually really funny.
Like
was the
talking
only-
smack about golfers.
About
yeah,
his
golfers out of
profession,
shape,
yeah.
and
We're not athletes. What?
That's the only, I was saying, that was the only athlete that would ever say that.
yeah.
Like, every other athlete would be like, no, our sport's better than
You
yours.
fight for
Yeah.
But then
It was just funny.
He did give.
I think golfers are athletes. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Rory and Dustin. Like
yeah,
Brooks.
but
Come on.
you've also got your John Daly's too. So I mean,
He
there's a
Yeah.
team.
He did
Yeah,
fine.
but how did John Daly do this weekend?
He had a
on
golf
his,
cart,
on his golf
you know,
cart.
yeah.
He didn't do very good.
bless.
Somebody did a gif
better
of
than I would have done.
John Daly at the turn, and it was like somebody taking like beer cans out, like putting them in there.
Oh,
But
I
you know
didn't
what?
see the-
It
happened.
wasn't actually John
It was a
Daly. They
fake,
they
like-
put
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
face on like a golfer that was emptying out all the beer cans from their
I
golf
didn't see
cart.
that.
Yeah, no, but he didn't actually do that.
Maybe
But they
it
did.
was him.
There was
Yeah.
one where he was like, the fans were on the side, and he's like walking back to his golf cart, and they're like, "What happened there, John? And that looked kind of bad." He's like, "Yeah, it was shitty. And, I was like, that's funny.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
It's fun to see somebody who is rotund still out there doing and that's the argument for golfers is they're not athletes is he's still out there doing it.
Yeah.
I think it takes a hell of an athlete to do what he's done and still be able to golf.
Yeah. But then, I mean,
Personally.
All that athletic golf he's done his whole year or his whole life has wore his body down enough to where he's got to ride a golf cart.
Yeah.
but then to flip it back to NASCAR, you've still got guys like Red Farmer that are still competing.
Oh, Red. Yeah, he still
Yeah.
competes.
And he's,
I think he still has a hero card.
yeah. Yeah.
Gotta have a hero card.
Yeah.
So, I mean, golf and NASCAR, same thing.
If you want
Yeah.
to send a
I'm gonna
hero
stand by
card
that.
our way, that'd be great.
What, Red Farmer?
Yeah.
Signed.
I talked to him.
obviously.
I talked to him down in Alabama.
I'll say he
I think
races like
Postman got
Talladega all
one.
the time, right?
Yeah.
They were
I think when
going-
we were in Talladega last year, Postman had to interview him for something and got his hero card signed. It might be in his office. Like
They
back in
were running this past weekend at the Talladega short track
the dirt track
because
across the
it had
street.
been rained out like the previous two weekends.
gotcha.
So
Oh, speaking of, so our producer just sent us a text of Caitlin shotgunning a beer while wake surfing
Oh yeah.
on Sunday. You said
Yeah.
like that's my wife or something.
Yeah, yeah. That
pretty
was like
awesome.
the third take on it.
Oh, okay.
'Cause she's a. I mean, we're all novices when it comes to surfing, so I had to edit it a little bit, because like she literally like drops the rope and chugs it real quick, but still, either way, for her to hold her balance and shotgun
Yeah.
a beer. The funniest one though was like her first attempt at it. She like as soon as she gets the can, she starts going down. So she's like holding it. She's going down, and like the waves are just like she had the like she's underwater, but
the can is still
was.
out.
got to keep the can
so,
up.
Yeah, like we got to save that beer, and that's the one she drank. 3 times later when she
I
found
like the effort.
A little
I like
bit of lake
it.
water in it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Lake water's good for
Yeah.
you, you know?
Especially Lake Norman. Like, wow.
Yeah, great for you. There's
Very
no
good.
nuclear plants or anything.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sewage
Yeah.
areas.
Giant catfish in there
Three-eyed
just doing
catfish.
things.
Maybe that's why she's been a little sick.
Drank the lake water, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did Chip say to you after you won?
So he
Like, does he call you? What does he do?
So I thought it was funny. So I'm standing in Victory Lane, and Rob Kaufman hands me his phone, which is like a iPhone 2, billionaire, like with an old
Yeah.
iPhone, and it was Chip, and I couldn't hear Chip at all. So
Oh,
I was just
no.
like, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. All right, Chip, yeah. Okay, I had no idea what he was saying at all. I just got off the phone with him though before I came in here. So. Yeah, he's been a little under the weather also, so that's why he didn't get to go Saturday night. But my neck probably appreciates it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
he
was
didn't slap
like,
you,
I was
did
a
he?
little
Yeah,
disappointed
yeah.
because I was thinking he would be there, like on the pit box and just
Yeah.
going ape shit. And
I'd have had to go
he
do
would
the
have been there.
concussion
Yeah, you would have
protocol.
had to go to the infield care center if you had
Yeah.
been there.
No, I wish he was there though. I mean, it's always cool to celebrate with your
Yeah,
honor.
Yeah.
yeah. Especially because Chip's such a character.
Yeah.
I remember that. What, he won a Michigan? He slapped
Where he
the
like
shit out of you.
slapped.
Oh
And
my.
shook
yeah.
Chad
Shook
like
Chad.
crazy. Yeah.
Hey, he's excited.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
he's got heavy hands too.
I bet. Got them rings on too.
These
Yeah.
hands.
You hope he takes
These
his
hands.
Yeah.
500 rings off.
Yeah. I don't even know how he's got a ton of 500 rings, so
We got
he's
a big.
he's like Thanos. Like if I had to picture a human being Thanos, it'd be
Got all
Chip.
the rings on.
Yeah.
Roger can't even fit all his rings.
I know. He's got toes. Does
think
he have
he's got-
more rings for toes too?
No, he has less rings than toes. I think he's at 17 now.
Penske? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for the
this is-
500.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got 17.
Yeah.
It's a big
crazy.
weekend coming up for your car, both of your car owners.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
It's
one
the
of the
best
biggest.
day in racing.
Yes.
You wake up,
Biggest
you
day
have
in racing, yeah.
breakfast watching Monaco,
Mm-hmm.
then you watch the 500,
and then you watch
And
the
then you watch-
NASCAR heat racing that
and then you watch the
goes off this
600.
Sunday as well.
Nice plug.
Yeah. NASCAR Heat Pro League premieres this weekend on the internet. It does. So we're adding another race to the greatest day in racing. Yeah.
Have either of them won on the same, like won the 600 and the 500 on the same
I don't know.
day?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has
Roger
too many 600 wins, right?
No, I don't. I don't think RP has. Well, I don't. Did Chip win when Jamie won? Did Jamie win the 600?
Yeah.
Yes.
A rookie, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
trying to think who would have been.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
I haven't heard that stat, so I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't either.
I don't think it's happening.
That'd be cool though.
Hopefully this year. One
Yeah.
of us.
Hey, could happen.
Be a pretty big day.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was trying to Google it real quick, see if I could find the owner wins for the Coca-Cola 600, but it is not that quick to come up.
I don't think
Not
that's happened.
I don't think so.
That quick.
Not
Oh,
that quick. But you know what is that quick?
It's already time to go.
The exit sound.
The exit sound.
Oh, good.
If I unmute my computer.
Well,
so you know Charlotte's
you're
coming up. You
sucking
guys
at
are talking
this,
about Charlotte.
Chuck.
talking about a long
Racing
race.
600.
Is your dad
long race.
racing this weekend?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he'll run Friday and Saturday. Or is it Thursday, Friday?
Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. He has been running very good. So hopefully
He's testing and tuning.
he ran that Maxim
Oh,
car
Big Dave.
at the Grove and
Oh,
didn't
he
run
did?
very well. But we'll have to see.
Grove stuff.
Maxim like the magazine or Maxim like the
No.
Is that still in, is
Maxim
that
Racing.
even still in print?
I think so.
Maxim?
Yeah. I believe so. Maybe it's the same
know.
company.
Dude, I
Yeah.
went to their, I'm sure you've been to in New York.
The Maxim? Yeah.
That's pretty great.
We were talking about Playboys earlier.
Yeah, we were.
Like
Well,
1970s
vintage Playboys.
was the best. He had,
Yeah.
hedges on trim and stuff. So.
Yeah.
The Magnum PI or the
It was a different era.
Yeah.
that Tom Selleck mustache.
I wonder if that was a thing back then. Shave it into a
Got the
mustache.
Selleck?
Yes.
Oh,
Got-
no.
Got that.
Looks like it's winking at me.
Got the waistline side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You guys got HR?
We don't.
Nope.
I do. I'm probably gonna get a call from HR on that one. But no, they don't listen this far into the episode anymore.
They don't.
No, a lot of people do.
No.
Which is good.
You
Like,
can pretty much say whatever you want now.
yeah.
Kind of.
I already see where he marked down when I
Oh, yeah.
cussed.
I marked.
Oh,
well,
and
those
then,
are all
this
me.
is all Chuck right here. That's Chuck
That's
using all the
That's only
F-words.
F-bomb.
Did I drop another F-bomb?
Yeah. Kim had one.
I had one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you
So I
got
see
one.
211 and
I think
217.
only one of those.
I'm
two.
217.
Okay.
Rate and review on iTunes. Like us on Facebook.
Mhm.
Go to YouTube and subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh wow. 224.
I got it in.
Thanks, Kyle.
I didn't drop one that episode. I'm